Do you know that if you take your name, David Gray, do you know what that is in Irish?
Dochi.
Dahi?
I've been told.
Leia.
Leia.
Dahi Leia.
Dahi
I would
Leia.
love to see a gig somewhere where Dahi Leia was playing.
Dochi Leia. I like it.
Yeah, where Dahi Leia was playing, and nobody would know it was you except those who knew.
Oh, clever. The Irish audience.
Yeah.
The translators among you.
Well, you see, we are quite clever, aren't we? We copped onto you quite quickly.
You did, yeah. And this would be a subterfuge that would favour the sort of the loyal, the passionate Irish speakers. I think Irish speaking is making a major resurgence, isn't it?
Huge
It's
comeback.
massive through the educational programmes and everything.
Huge comeback.
It's become, within the time I've been coming here, it's a completely different picture from how it was when I started in the early 90s. So I think that's wonderful. So I think the music of these old languages is utterly unique, and the way that you can say things in different languages is so totally different.
Well, have you ever noticed, though, the way, like, has anyone ever given you direct translations of Irish phrases or anything like that? Because it's all very poetic and very
it's amazing.
beautifully written.
And open-ended in ways open to time and interpretation. So it's less concrete, and I think because life was.
Yeah.
So I've got a friend called Barry O'Donoghue who works for the government in their sort of nature, the national parks and conservation. And he's a Kerry man and a passionate Irish speaker. And he often gives me Irish phrases and explains why he's said them, and explains and then translates them and the multiple meanings or what they could mean. So I do find it fascinating. I mean, Welsh has a similar thing. It has a music all its own, and as a sung language, it's something just more earthy about those old languages that have.
Do you speak Welsh?
No, but I got an O-level in it. Don't ask me to speak some now.
No, I wasn't going, but I just know from your living there.
Baramenin, that's bread and butter. So I did get an O-level. I got a B in Welsh. So I had, from the moment I moved to Wales, it was incredibly sweet. Into the classroom, age 8, there were Welsh words for. There was like traeth, which is I think. Is it foot or is that beach? Jesus, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Going well.
Yeah. But pen, which is head, and then they had all the sort of different things on the walls and the Welsh words, and I just had to start learning. But it was so lovely. It was so innocent. It really was like Dylan Thomas's sort of Child's Christmas in Wales. There was a real innocence to it. I came from Manchester, the suburbs of Manchester by the time we left, which was a kind of slightly nouveau riche, materialistic world of educational aspiration and financial aspiration. And I arrived in sunny Solva, and there was none of that. It didn't exist there. It was free, and
stepping back in time.
There was a freedom to it, and the passion people had for rugby and for singing and things. It's very different. It's that heart part, that's sort of the lyricism and attachment to place. That's really, I feel, different in the Celtic countries. I think it hangs on in Ireland even more so. I feel so. I think, and that's why I think with my music being the way that it is, that's probably part of the explanation why it took root here, because I kind of believe in those old things myself.
Totally away from what you've just said, kind of. Would you have been a fan of Robert Plant? Because I'm getting that same sort of thing that he talks about Wales and writing songs for Zeppelin and his own stuff, and it's all this roots. And would you have been a fan of that when you were growing up, or you kind of laughed there?
The drummer in my first band, the Vacuums, was called Meredith Barker. He was a huge Zeppelin head, and he'd gone that way, like it was the Doors, Zeppelin, so it was Jim Morrison, Zeppelin, and all that sort of stuff, and Hendrix. It was a
Pink
bit
Floyd, maybe.
It was, well, not so much. It was a bit much for me. It wasn't.
Okay.
I didn't connect to that music. I can now hear how brilliant it all is.
What, was it too heavy?
Yeah, it wasn't my vibe. I was a mod, not a rocker. So, I'd kind of bonded with Madness and the Specials, and then kind of got into like indie music and, all that pomp and sort of 70s pomp and sort of cock rock kind of stylings. They weren't my kind of thing.
Okay.
So, I liked an ironic distance in my music.
Did you have a Vespa?
No.
Did you have a parka?
No.
Ah, come on.
I know, because I wasn't a sort of Paul Weller type mod. I was more the madness and the specials thing, which was a slight evolution, which was closely related to those things.
Did you have a Vauxhall Viva?
No. No, I didn't. No.
Okay.
I had a Suzuki 125.
Do you still have a bike?
No.
Because you have a thing for motorcycle boots, don't you? Do you like?
Well, I've got.
There you go. Yeah, you've got your biker boots on now.
These are the only ones I think I've ever had. So I've never had a thing for biker boots. I have had some kind of boots down the years. Maybe one other pair that might have rated as motorcycle style boots. But no, that's not really a part of me. I think you just had to, living in the middle of nowhere, you need a means of getting around. So as soon as I was 16, my dad got me a completely and utterly clapped out 50cc Yamaha motorcycle. And the thought of what I got up to on that thing, the fact I'm still sort of sitting here now is a miracle. I'm telling you, it was so knackered, this thing, that we lived in the bottom of a valley. I used to have to drive down the high street, go slightly up the hill on the other side, come down to get the momentum to get out of town. But yes, I drove it into a hedge the first night I had it, because the headlight was unscrewed and was just pointing onto the ground. And I'd never driven it at night. So I went to a barn down, got completely hammered, and then there was a massive bend in the road on the back roads. I was taking the back roads just in case PC Plod was out. And
always drink responsibly. I've got to say that.
Well, obviously, this is a bad story. And I went straight into. I drove straight into a hedge and flew into the field over the hedge. Brilliant. And there was cows in the field, and, and the bike was still going on the other side of the hedge, and I couldn't get it. It was all out of alignment. I had to push it back home. I hid it in the shed, and my dad got up the next morning and woke me up and said, "Son," he said, "where's your motorbike?" I said, it's around the back of the house, Dad." "Did you crash it last night, man?" No. He said, "Well, it's covered in turf. It's got like..." So anyway, that was the beginning of my bike riding, and that's just one story. There were far more dangerous moments than that. Oh my goodness! So it really is quite crazy. That's growing up in the countryside. I look at my kids growing up in central London, and I think, okay, there are all kinds of risks here, but there are risks in the countryside too, because the drinking and the driving and the getting from A to B and the mad stuff that goes on.
The stuff that needed to be done.
The alcohol and the sort of the bonkers stuff that I know about, because that's what my youth was like. Yeah. There's no safe place, basically.
Talk to me then about Fairview, and it's the past and present tour. Are you going to
seg to the tour? That was an unlikely seg. I've never told these stories before, so that was a world exclusive.
I love it, and it's all because of those boots you're wearing. You're also very Johnny Cash looking there. You're very Man in Black there today.
It's kind of got the black, but it's a very different styling. It's Armani. I can't imagine Cash in Armani.
You flash git.
I know it's flash, but it's the fluidity of the Armani line.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it's all about these days.
You're so stylish. Oh my goodness. All right. Past and present tour. Do you see, there's stories in you, David Gray. I knew Dahi Leah. I knew that there were stories in you. I've got to thank my wife for that one. She said, do you know that David Gray in Irish is Dahi Leah? And I was like, I'd actually love if there was a secret gig for Dahi Leah. Past and present tour, June 17th at Fairview. What are we going to get? Because you've been here so much over the years, haven't you? And that Whelan's thing that I missed, like a big Egypt a few years back.
Was
that last year?
No, it was a couple of years ago.
To go back to somewhere like that must have been special.
Well, to play those early songs, which I think when all the early music happened, so Century Ends and Flesh, and it connected with the audiences over here, those were special gigs. And a lot's changed in how we make music now. We're sort of more knowing, I guess, in some senses, of how we go about it. And after the success, and you engineer the set and you produce records in a different way, there's no way of playing those early songs without putting yourself on the line. They're incredibly human. I'm listening to Clune, Clune's listening to me, we're watching each other, tempo's changing, dynamics are coming down, Neil's playing the guitar. It's totally interlinked, and we love it. It was like the greatest buzz of all to be back together, but without the weight of sort of back then we were trying to prove we were something, whereas when we went back to the songs, we didn't have that weight on our shoulders, and all we had was the sheer enjoyment of just playing them all again. And they were really special gigs.
But that is bringing those songs, that living thing that you're talking about there, that's bringing it all back to life again. That's phenomenal. That's lovely, beautiful imagery. What are we going to get in Fairview then?
Well, the past and present tour is different every night, so it's founded on obviously the fact that we're going to play all the big songs first and foremost. You're not going to be disappointed in that way, so it's a very energised set. But the idea of the tour is, I knew that Dear Life and the record I'd made, I knew those songs were strong enough to stand shoulder to shoulder with the big songs from the past. They didn't need to be sheltered in a little clump at the beginning or whatever, fenced off. They could be in the set. And that's been proven right. So that's part of it, is weaving some new music in there. And also to have a little journey section each night where we go back into the past. It could be A Century Ends, it could be Life in Slow Motion, it could be Lost Songs, New Day at Midnight, and we do a kind of batch of songs from one of those old records. And I mean, just the formula of it, it keeps the band on their toes, but it keeps the audience knowing that something could happen tonight. And sometimes someone calls out for something and I just play it on the spot. So I like it when something can happen each gig that makes that gig different and unique. And it helps you to stay present on the stage. Like, no, this is happening now. This is a new audience. It might be the same venue. We might have played here last night, but this is a new show. So I'm trying to make it different every night. And it's worked. And I think worked for us on stage as well. It's kept it fresh. I think we did nearly 70 songs across the tour. So, and we'll add a few more in now for this run. So there'll be a few songs we play from the past that we haven't played yet, particularly the very early stuff that really means something over here. So those Century End songs are definitely going to get a bit of action. And a few covers, because we used a few interesting covers on the last year's tour. Well, that will change up now. I've got a few ideas for this next run.
Okay, without saying the actual songs, can I have a clue to the artists that you want to cover?
One of them...
Any Irish heads in there?
No. One of them is going to be a Bowie song. Okay. But one I haven't done before.
Do it now.
It feels I can't play it. I'm relying on my band. I'll just do that. I'll just do the posturing and become Bowie for a moment.
Oh, lovely.
I can't shed. One of them may or may not be a Beatles song.
Do it
now. So there's several of them. Well, we haven't actually rehearsed them yet, so we're going to have to see what really feels like we can make it ours.
Yeah.
I mean, over these last few years with these really big shows, it's like the way we used Tainted Love coming out of Say Hello, Wave Goodbye on the White Ladder anniversary tour. That was amazing. And so it's little things like that just keep the energy fizzing without having to sort of activate the Babylon, so you keep that in your back pocket and then you bring that out. So just that. So the idea of a gig being a journey. So I think I'm definitely going to be doing some Irish stuff though as part of this little set.
Okay.
When I'm in Ireland, I've got a couple of things that I'm already thinking about that are unique to Ireland that I'll be bringing into those Irish shows. So that's in that way we'll have a moment that people weren't expecting to have, and that buys you time to bring space for other things too that matter to me. So the vitality of the tour is whether I can get my creative fix out of it as well with the new stuff and the things from the past that haven't been given an airing for a while, as well as the songs that are very, they're evergreen and they're there all the time.
How important is it for you to really walk on a stage, get something out of it? Because everyone knows you walk out and you get cheered. You haven't done anything, but you get clapped. It's like, there he is, yay! Well, I haven't done anything yet. I don't deserve that just yet, do I? Is it important for you to walk off at the end and go, that was fantastic?
Of course, yeah. We live for those moments, and extraordinary things can happen between the moment you walk on and the moment you walk off. Things you'll never forget for the rest of your life. There's a moment when a gig becomes extraordinary and you're all of you, the band and crowd, are part of something that's just much greater and is utterly fused together. No one owns it. It's just something floating free in space. It's not me delivering the songs for you. It's just something we're all a part of. I think those crazy moments of uplift, when all the dimensions of your sort of experiential relation with the world are changed for a little while, those are the reasons you do it, really, the transformational moments. But you can't order them up on tap. Even if I know I'm playing in Dublin on a Friday night, I don't really know what's going to happen. I've got to be prepared. I might have to put some work in. So it could be windy, it could be rainy, it could be this, it could be that. And so you just got to be ready for whatever comes at you, and then just hope you manage to catch on the coattails of something special and something amazing happens for everyone.
David Gray, this is the first time I've met you. You think deep. You have a way with words. Do you ever think about writing songs or something? Because you've got this thing with words going, hasn't he? He's got this thing with words. Will you play something?
Yeah, I'm going to play a song from my new record. This is called Eyes Made Rain. The only thing that matters now, my little honeybee. We're two puppies chasing shadows, chasing sweet catastrophe. And something in here shattered by that soft refrain. Our eyes made rain. Our eyes made rain. Made my way back to the garden, found it boarded up. And I heard my own voice shouting, didn't I know when to stop? Cause it's gone and we won't ever see its like again. So our eyes made rain. Our eyes made rain. Our eyes made rain. Our eyes made. Reach one out and gather one, tie the knot and tether one, ever to remain. Stretch one out and cover one, push one, pull the other one, no two hearts the same. Through all this time I never was to truly see the sanctity we did profane. Our eyes made rain. Our eyes made. With the daylight stark upon me now, I'm full awake. Got my spirit taking measure of everything we did forsake. And something in here triggered by that soft refrain. Well, my eyes made rain. My eyes made rain. My eyes made rain. My eyes made rain.
My eyes are making rain. That was great. That was great. Thank you.